Welcome back to Week 6 of Sunday Night Blood Bowl Season 2. Tonight, we have two teams tied for 4th place. The Jacks of all trades who deal out ace plays, the human team, the Cleansing Light Knights, versus the big buff badasses ready to break every bone on the enemy team. The Chaos team, the Wisconsin Devil Bats, who will find themselves in better playoff contention. This is Sunday Night Blood Bowl.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunday Night Blood Bowl. We are here on week 6. God, we've come a long way already. And this week we're going to have a match between Dylan and Sports, Human versus Chaos. Cleansing Light Knights versus Wisconsin Devil Bats. Both teams are currently 3-0-2. Whichever team wins this will be considered 4th place. And then it will come down to whether or not they can perform in the last week to see if they will move on to the playoffs. So, gentlemen, how are you feeling about your chances of making the playoffs?
Ooh boy, a little shaken, I'm not gonna lie. But
I'm feeling the pressure.
Shaken, but are you stirred?
I've
Oh shit.
I've got high hopes.
I've got big hopes on my boys.
All right.
I got high hopes for you people. I think you're gonna be fantastic.
Or Gamora, you could kick the shit out of his top.
So, your casters for today, myself, and of course, Eiley. And occasionally joining in when we're down at the pitch, we have Reaper, but he will not be up at the booth with us. He will be the field.
I am our on-field reporter.
Basically.
Do you have a face shield for the blood? You really don't want to get splashed with blood.
I did bring a face shield, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chaos Blood causes some weird stuff.
I mean, human blood causes weird stuff.
I've been told that.
Yeah, but does human blood give you tentacles?
The referees were kind enough to provide me with protective equipment.
So the goblins gave you it? That's good.
All
Hopefully
right.
it's not too light.
Or, malfunctioning.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping my boys make it through this without a death. I get the feeling one of those is on its way.
Well, you are down to 3 injuries this week, so things are already looking a little bit rough.
On the flip side, you can't lose 2 of your star players. You can't lose 2 of your blitzers because they're out.
That's true.
Yeah.
You will have your best players in next week. They won't get killed today. Somebody else might, but they won't.
This much is true.
All right. So how's the inducement phase going? Who's getting a lot of inducements?
I got a Bloodweiser babe. Well, he got 2.
Wait, so Sports got a Bloodweiser babe and Dylan got 2?
Yes.
So who spent real money?
No one.
No one.
What?
That's not how that works.
What? No. What? Someone must have. Only one team gets inducements.
You both bought Bloodweiser babes?
I did.
Well, somebody's made a long-term investment decision that is subpar, but we're going to head on up to the booth and see how the game goes from here on out.
All right.
See you guys at the half.
Good luck, have fun.
It was Sports. If he bought a Bloodweiser babe, it was Sport who did that. Which is bad, because he's down a Chaos Warrior.
Oh, that's rough.
And his other one has a stat injury that makes him... Yep, there's a Bloodweiser babe out.
Yeah, so 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Which, this is probably going to be a really bashy game, so I anticipate the Bloodweiser babes are actually going to matter quite a bit.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Humans versus Chaos is almost always Chaos. But nobody has block on Chaos. I think, no, one person does.
Really?
While Dylan has like a whopping 7?
He's getting block on all of his players as soon as he can. The exception, I think,
6.
being his throwers and catchers.
Yeah. No, one of the catchers also has block.
Well, that keeps him up a little longer. Wait, which one?
Krynagor got the kickoff.
Oh, right. Aemond. Yep, Krynagor's got the kickoff, and right away we're going to see a 2-die roll as expected at the pitch. So there is a down.
I'm impressed by their aerodynamic capabilities.
Yeah, no, they really go for those flops, but this isn't soccer, so it doesn't do much.
Yeah, that's true.
So, expecting Ogrimmar to go for a swing into Prisoner 38, but he's not going to get the knockdown, so Frenzy's going to come into play, which means this is a 1-die. And he's going to get the knockdown. Who am I kidding? He's playing Dylan. Dylan is the unluckiest guy in Blood Bowl.
This is true.
Like, he might have his misplays, but nothing comes short of the die rolls that he ends up with.
Yeah. This is actually a really strong start from Chaos. They're already locking down the line of scrimmage early, which is basically goal number 1 when you're playing Bashy. Uh-oh.
And there's the first armor break. Just a stun, though. I really think that when Dylan was setting his team up, he should have moved a couple... the 2 players on the wings, Barnabas and the recently stunned Prisoner 37, probably should have been backed off the pitch because Chaos likes to play Bashy and do some damage early in the game. And I think getting those players out of harm's way is what makes all the difference this drive, because now Dylan has to get his players up on their feet and then rally around players who were just downed.
Yeah, he's not in a great spot, especially with 2 of the star players for human teams, which are blitzers. He's down 2 blitzers this game. Granted, he has a bunch of block, so maybe he'll be able to make something work, but this is not... This is not looking strong for him out the gate.
Yeah, I think the most notable thing about him losing the blitzers is that I know he went for a decent amount of Mighty Blow. We can see it here on Edwin Fleisch. But just the fact that he doesn't have other blitzers that most likely have Mighty Blow,
yeah.
it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to make that big of an impact onto this Chaos team. Both teams have the same armor value, so what this is going to come down to is who can position themselves best for the fighting and who's going to get the knockdowns. And Dylan still does have 2 blitzers with Mighty Blow, so he probably will be able to get an advantage on that front, but it's going to be very difficult for him. Now, notably, there are 3 players on Chaos, or 4 players on Chaos with Tackle, which, a little excessive to have a 4th player, but this was done in order to negate dodgy players. However, humans, the only dodgy ones they have are the catchers. So, there's not much reason, or there's not going to be much value to gain out of Tackle this game for the Chaos.
Definitely. They're definitely set back a bit by that.
Yeah, I think the best way for sports to utilize those players is going to be setting them up in positions where they make it harder for Dylan to set up for a pass. Now, interestingly enough, we're seeing his throwers move up, which, not something you would normally see, but granted, they have more strength than the catchers, so they are more viable in fights.
Definitely. And the other awkward part about Tackle is that, or, well, the awkward part for the humans, at least, in this matchup, is that... Oh, dear.
Totally Tusk has been KO'd, and now humans have a pitch advantage.
Oh, no. There's somebody without Tackle on the pitch. Whatever will we do?
He rolled 2 doubles on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just passes. He didn't even blitz.
With
the... Oh, did he use the blitz?
He didn't use the blitz, but he used up all of his players.
Okay. With Tackle is that it means that you're not setting up for a pass, at least not easily. It's opening up Dylan for a chance to misplay in truly glorious fashion. We're gonna see the blitz come out. Oh boy. Oh, poor Edwin. Watch your gut.
And Claw's gonna help with that armor break probably.
Claw's helping while he's using his antler. You know what? I'm not gonna question it.
Claws. I think actually, if you zoom in, the claws are the extra 2 horns on the side of his face, like the mutton chop horns. Those are his claws.
I thought it was like the nails coming out of his.
Does he also have nails coming out?
He's got like
those are the
fingernails and shit.
Yeah, those are probably the claws. Okay. Now wait.
The big guy made a block and failed.
Okay, I guess
it doesn't matter because you've got this cage.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very hard cage to break, but it is important to note that because of where this this drop happened right in the middle of the pitch with Ogremar, this means that if Barnabas lands one good hit onto Craggy Antler, or if you blitz Barnabas into Craggy Antler, you free up a decent number of players, and he's going to get lucky with that second roll and get the knockdown.
Yeah.
But now, Baldric, Aedrid, and Prisoner 38 in the middle of the pitch are all free to contest this cage and make it hard for Sports to do anything.
That's true. The unfortunate reality is that you just had to spend a blitz to just free up the players. You're not doing anything else this turn.
Which is
You're really
unfortunate.
not.
I think he probably should have saved it to make an impact on the cage, maybe take a blitz into Belmoth Mir Shrock. He is the Chaos Warrior that actually has -1 strength due to a previous injury this season, which would make him very easily the weak point of the cage, given that he is the only 3 strength on the front end of it.
Yeah.
Another lucky roll for Dylan. Oh, he really should not have followed that. There is a very clear path now for the cage to try to move through.
He just spent the reroll.
Well, he was.
Oh, he doesn't have block.
He doesn't have block. It's
I
it's
thought that was
catcher.
a block.
Yeah, that's the catcher. He's gonna want to move Baldric Fleisch or Aedrid Doubter over to cover that open lane.
And then the top is gonna move in and well, beat the top.
Oh
my gosh!
Going to kick the Minotaur, and he's actually going to break
It's
the
worth-
armor and injure. That is huge. -1 movement.
Oh!
Yeah, you use the Apothecary here. Get him into
No
the
casualty.
substitutes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge... And he's not set up the field!
Mm-hmm. He's still off the field. That was a huge foul.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. You just made him spend the Apothecary on a, frankly, what ended up being a fairly free action.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you're not moving very far, but that's not...
But Dylan also was not punished for that, and now it looks like Prisoner 38 is going to move up and try to contest, and Aedrid does not actually give any buffs by standing back there. He has to be adjacent to Max Stairbag to actually get the strength to stay lower.
I think he's just moving him into position so next turn he can move him someplace rather than...
I find that very likely. The good news for Dylan is that the best that Sports gets right now is a 1-die from Max Stairbag, unless he moves Yelgors or Mashnagor up in front of Prisoner 38, which it looks like that's what he is going to do.
I was about to say, I don't think that's a bad play, honestly.
No, absolutely not. A 2-die onto the big guy. Not sure why Yelgors is there, but it is going to lock down the thrower and lineman on the human side of the
It
pitch
does that,
bit.
it also... I mean, you're not quite moving the cage up, but why that one?
It is going to give you a little bit of a
Oh,
push.
I see now. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to create as much space as he can so that the ball carrier can at least get to a more defensible position.
Right, I wonder if Belmoth is gonna... Yeah, he's just gonna blitz.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a push for him.
Not that you particularly care.
No, I suppose not all too much.
Now, where do you move the ball carrier? Because you're in this really awkward spot where you had to break apart everything just to move.
Yeah,
I
well,
feel like
so the good news is that,
Okay. No,
Oh.
no, that's fine.
Yep, that works. Because he really was low on options there. Bonehead is going to fail.
Oh, no!
See, now the other option I had considered was moving Krynagor up to where, next to the downed Prisoner 38. But you really have to hope that Bonehead fails, and luckily for him it did there.
Right, so notably, all of the block for Dylan is on the wings. I mean, he just moved Edwin over, but you are playing absolutely fair on the ball. Because the wings are just completely locked, and you've notably spent so many people locking down these wings. I think if you're going to make a move on this ball, it has to be this turn.
Absolutely. The ball is in a very exposed position, and if he can just get the right knockdowns, he can get a 2-die and get Krynagor on the ground. And another thing, Krynagor has a minus to his armor value, so he'll be a little bit easier to send off the pitch.
Definitely. Yeah, looks like he's going to send us some type of tackle zone.
Yep, that's good. Now he can if he just gets one knockdown on the left side of the pitch.
There's the blitz. Not on the ball carrier. It's going to be on...
Oh, that's
it's on
interesting.
Mashnagor. Oof.
But he's going to get a KO onto Mashnagor, and that's going to put a bit more pressure on the ball carrier. And what's what's unfortunate for Dylan is that Mox Stairbag, the Chaos Warrior that still has his 4 strength, is the one that's right next to Prisoner 37. So the pressure's going to get alleviated fairly quickly.
It's true, but it's... No, it's a 2-die. Never mind. No. I just realized it's strength 4. Oh!
And there's a KO on Yelgors. The humans just rolling over this Chaos team this first drive. That's
losing
4 players sent off the pitch this time.
Yeah, losing your second turn. Or your first...
Yeah, he lost his... Yes, Sports lost his second turn due to an immediate... another KO. Alright, remember when I said that Dylan was one of the unluckiest players in the league? I might have to revise that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mighty Blow gonna be the he rolled a 6 on the injury, but Mighty Blow gonna make that a 7 and cause that KO.
For sure. And now there's 3 people on this ball carrier now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The ball is under pressure. Someone get David Bowie. That was David Bowie, right?
I don't know what you're referencing. Dodge!
And dodge on Krynagor once again proving to be an annoyance.
That's Rainy Beard.
Oh, Rainy Beard. Yeah, I was hovering over somebody else.
That's beautiful.
I don't think you should do that there. Just to make sure someone is a little bit more free. But then again...
What's he gonna do?
Well, punch him first.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So the thing is, if he can get knockdowns in the right places, he just needs Krynagor to blitz, and then he can knock down Baldric Fleisch and completely ignore the dodge roll he would have to make normally to get away from Aemond and Prisoner 37. Which is one of the things that some of the people in our league forget about, is that Bashy teams can, if you give a Bashy player someone that they can get a 2-die on, they can effectively play agile by just using their strength to ignore dodge checks just by getting knockdowns.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to take a pretty serious dodge check, no matter who he hits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lucky knockdown onto Edwin Fleisch.
Oof.
Notably, Belmoth Mir Shrock was given break tackle before his unfortunate -1 strength injury. So,
oh boy.
So break tackle effectively does nothing because his strength and agility are even.
Oh, poor Sports.
Yeah, that sucks.
So this is like one of the things that you see where 2 Bashy teams get into, where the board becomes a complete mess. What?
Oh.
I'm sorry?
I guess he wanted to take a little bit of pressure off, but... Yeah, I'd say you keep that. If you re-roll that, a skull takes down the ball
I just don't know
carrier.
why you didn't blitz first. I mean, I guess that's one way to move the ball down the field.
Yeah, it is. Not an effective one, but it's a way.
Oh, well, okay, now we're going to see reroll.
Yep, there's the reroll.
You lucky son of a bitch. This just got so much harder to deal with.
Yeah, Sports has unfortunately put himself in almost a worse position.
No, actually, I was talking about the human team. I don't think this is a worse position for Sports. This is better than he was at the beginning of the turn. What are you going to do? You have no way to get a 2-die on this ball without spending your blitz.
You do, actually, because...
Oh, no, you do.
You can have Barnabas or, Barnabas knock down Tendley Tusk, and then you have a lot of open tackle zones you can cover. Yep, right there, you get that knockdown, and now all those tackle zones are opened up. And now there's a 2-die on the Krynagor without a blitz.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see here.
My door's open
I think
again.
it's a move that you have to take if you're Sports, though. I mean, I guess you could blitz instead of just try to get away and hope you don't get surrounded. Okay, now what are you going to do about these 2 Chaos Warriors? The Bashy v Bashy is often defined not by who's hitting harder, but like the positioning.
Mm-hmm.
So what ends up happening, like especially this is like one of the stupid things about Bashy v Bashy is that you get into this situation where you have to, you need a lucky bounce or something, or you have to answer so many different things, and you have to put this like weird mental puzzle together of how are you gonna deal with this. Oh no.
You've got a player with sure hands right there, Dylan. Eamon's right there with his sure hands all ready to go.
Yes, but the bottom is close to leveling up.
Also true. Also very true.
And let's be honest, who's catching this ball? Like, nobody's catching the ball carrier anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I was considering mostly the use of the reroll, because that would be something very valuable to have later.
For sure. But maybe that's not going to matter anymore.
And Sports does have a Bloodwiser Babe, but it is only one Bloodwiser Babe. He needs 3 ups to get these wake ups, which is better than the usual 4s, but still, it's just so many KO'd players.
Yeah. Can we talk about how... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say this could very easily snowball the entire game into favor of Dylan.
Absolutely. Can we talk about how the throwers, I think, have dealt about half of those knockouts? It's been at least 2. It might be 3.
Have they actually?
Yes, the throwers have been cleaning house.
That is absurd. Just beating them down with their mitts.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he's gonna foul again.
Dylan, why?
Because he doesn't have any other plays.
Yeah, but he could have got his catcher sent off the pitch. Like, permanently, and then if all
that's the blodge catcher too. Yeah, probably don't want that.
You don't want to send a player like that to do your fouls.
And Sports is just gonna turn around and say, "Oh, look, a fly."
And he's gonna get a push because Dylan has block.
Yay!
That ever-wise investment.
It's the best skill to get when you level up first. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, you get blocked.
God.
He's gonna re-roll it! Out of spite!
It's gotta be out of spite. There's no tactical reason. Although, I guess if he wants to chance that dodge roll to get closer. But that's 2 more die rolls he has to make that are arguably harder.
You have to do it, though. Like, you have to move. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that is a very important move. And
he has tackle. Oh, it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to lock down Geraint Tonke, if I'm saying that correctly at all. The thrower along the right side of the pitch, who's going to very easily be able to get over there.
Oh,
or Eamon, who's currently lying down on the job.
Or just literally the blitzer, Barnabas.
Yeah. Why did... Oh, right, it was his choice.
Yeah.
It was Dylan's choice. I forgot it was red dice. So now it's time for Dylan to make a move on to Tendley Tusk, because if he gets that... I believe if he gets that knockdown... Yeah, he only has 1 going for it as long as he gets the knockdown onto Tendley.
He's not blitzing with someone with block. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? You have... Just throw a block on Krynagor. You have another person with block who could throw that on there.
Yeah. But he's going to make the dodge roll. And the
he's got there.
And the touchdown.
The bottom did it.
The bottom is 1 level higher. The bottom now outlevels the top.
To be fair, it's much easier to level a
lineman than an ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like that, 4 players wake up.
Nice.
And now Sports has 10 on the pitch. So still at a slight numbers disadvantage.
Let me see, it's 50k? How much money did he spend? Like, how far away is he from the 3rd Chaos Warrior? Like...
I don't know. I think the Chaos Warriors are a good, like, 100. They've got a solid stat line. I think they're fairly expensive.
You might not even recoup that money if you win.
Yeah. Well, if he wins, he gets to re-roll his die if it's a poor roll. But I believe the fan factor... That's too late to check fan factor. I think the fan factor may have gone the way of the Cleansing Light Knights, which means that Sports doesn't get that Sports doesn't get that bonus 10 or 20k.
Oh.
If he manages to pull out a win.
Tight plays, folks. Tight plays.
Tat plays.
So, you're down a man as Chaos, but, I mean, traditionally, you still beat the shit out of humans. I don't think that's happening this game, but...
Yeah, so far... Oh, extra reroll for
the spite reroll paid off!
It has been refunded. Nuffle has smiled upon your anger.
Nuffle smiles this day.
Nuffle smiles, you feel uneasy.
As opposed to the false god of football, Nika.
Who?
NCAA.
Oh. Nice. now I understand Nuffle.
Yeah, Nuffle.
NFL.
Nuffle is yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I never thought about that very hard. If I'd put any brain power into it, I would have figured that out.
God damn it, man.
I have more important things to do, like thinking about who's gonna win this Blood Bowl game.
Speaking of rerolls, oh, poor Edwin.
Yeah.
Not the fate. He's staying. Oh, he wants the extra assist.
He wants to give the assist because that Chaos Warrior only has 3 strength. He wants to work his way into the middle of the pitch and deal some more damage. You don't have to do that.
Really kill him.
Sports, that was unnecessary. And there's another armor break. Just a stun. So far, none of Sports' armor breaks have sent anybody off the pitch.
Feels real bad when you need to bring someone in to help with a strength to get a 2-die with your Chaos Warrior. That always feels bad.
That is rough. Now we're gonna see a pickup, and Sports is gonna have to. I would not advise it. There's a lot of uncovered human players over there who will start to make short work of that. I think you want to bring it up to the left mid side of the pitch, like right behind Craigie Antler and Tenley Tusk.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
Oh, that side of the pitch. No, I was thinking that you were just gonna do that and then bring those other guys wing. No, that works. No, he's gonna go straight down the middle. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's setting himself up where there's a couple downed humans already, which makes sense.
That, but now you have to really hope that you get this. Wow, he really does not want people touching this ball. Except your flank is actually. Well, your flank's exposed, but it might not matter. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's eventually going to happen. Sports is committing a lot of resources to this cage, and I think he needs a couple more of them dedicated to shutting down some more of the other threats on the field.
Probably
creating bad tackle zones for them.
So the issue is that Chaos is so slow. I think what he's trying to do is if he can put all of his resources into pushing straight down the field, he's going to be able to make full movement with the ball carrier every turn.
By just creating an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
In theory, it could work. The problem is that if Dylan sets himself up in the right way, now Sports has to spend a blitz to create a gap of only about 2 or 3 spaces to try and squeeze his entire cage through. And that's not something he's going to feasibly be able to do. But it's going to depend how Dylan plays around this. If Dylan keeps going right up against the Chaos, like that, then this could actually turn out in Sports' favor.
Yeah, as he continues to pressure the side of the cage. I mean, the issue is that in practice, this never works. You've choked up so much of your movement that you are now entirely reliant on dice.
Mm-hmm. That is a very good spot for that thrower.
Definitely. That is the most annoying spot for that thrower.
The best spot is often the most annoying.
Yes.
And Dylan's just looking to lock this entire amalgam of players into the center of the
Bonehead!
He's not even gonna stand up.
Such a good ability. Oh man, that actually just frees up so much movement. Sports. This big guy's looking at Baldric right now.
Yeah. Now Sports can get a couple of good hits in and move himself down the pitch. The thing is, the Beastman has 6 movement. There's a good knockdown.
Yeah.
And there are I always forget how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 spaces between the center of the pitch and the end zone. So he must make full movement both turns in addition to a single going for it.
Yeah.
So it is feasible, but not easy. So
oh no!
He's gonna have to not do that.
Why did you attack with the big guy first? Never swing with your loner big guy first.
Yeah,
Ever.
Swinging with anything with loner first usually turns out poorly.
Oh, he's up.
And there's Dylan's big guy. So
This is the
it's time
top.
to bust up the cage, I guess. I mean, at this point, any additional pressure you can get on the ball carrier is just icing on the cake. Or, well, icing's the necessity. I guess I should say window dressing.
Window dressing.
Have you not heard that phrase?
I've heard the phrase window dressing, but I've definitely never heard window dressing on the cake, because Frosty
No,
is
not on
quoted
the
in this
cake. Not window dressing on the cake. That's disgusting. I don't want drapes on my cake.
I mean, I've never heard of frosting being a necessity on your cake either.
Why would you not put frosting on a cake?
That's a good point. I've seen Stranger Things. Not the show.
I haven't seen it yet, actually.
No, I just said not the show. Oh my gosh. So
the fact that Stranger Things has that title has just made the phrase "I've seen Stranger Things" all the more fun to respond to.
Yes, it has. How are you gonna get a block on this ball now?
You're not. I don't think that Dylan's play is the block on the ball. At least I don't think that's what he intends, because you can reasonably find a way to get a block onto this ball carrier. But then what the world do you do with the ball?
What the hell? Oh, he really wants this guy dead.
What did Mashnikor ever do to him?
Nothing.
Well, that's as good a reason as any. And it looks like he's just shoving the Minotaur out, away from the ball carrier. It is kind of surprising that he would not go for a ball carrier blitz just to try and take it down, but I think at this point he realizes Sports does not have a chance to score. And I don't think that Dylan sees it as a priority to give himself an opportunity to score, since he's getting the ball during the second half.
That's fair. Oh,
I
geez.
think just a stun. I think the way Dylan's looking at it now is that his best play is to try and make another big impact on the team, so that he can have an advantage going into the next half. Definitely,
and it's hard to say, because the issue is that the only reason Sports is down somebody is because he failed a 3-up roll on a knockout on Tolly Tusk. Or Yelgor, sorry. Oh, good God. Why do you keep doing this to him?
Why do you keep kicking the goats?
Why do you keep kicking the goats with valuable players? Like a blitzer.
Yeah, that's the more important thing. Why are you using valuable stuff?
So, in theory, if you get a blitz on the ball, it's turn 7 for you in the opponent's side of the field.
Yes, but
you can still score. So
he actually cannot. Wait a minute, can 8?
No, he can't now, but he could have set it up, and in theory, like one of these catchers could have been a scoring threat, and maybe that's not the right play, but I feel like if you're setting up long term, that's what you want to be doing, is just saying, I'm going to try to score again.
Absolutely.
To make you score.
Give yourself a little bit of leeway going into the second half. Because if you're up 2-0 and you have the ball, you can make the game last as long as you need it to. Because now it's on... Because at that point, it is on Sports to get a hold of the ball and score. He is no longer playing a defensive game. He is playing on offense without the ball.
Yes, and I think we can see from Sports' playstyle that he's going to be a lot better in that regard.
Yeah, I think Sports will do better once Dylan is the one getting the kickoffs, just because Sports himself is not excellent at setting up a defensible position for the ball carrier and pushing the ball. But if he can take out Dylan's players far enough in the backfield, he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, and the other thing is that humans are not a very cagey team. They're a screening team. It doesn't take it doesn't take more than one turn to break through a screen. It takes probably 2 turns to break a cage. For, like, human v chaos. Like, it doesn't take much to break a human screen if you're chaos. It certainly is easier for chaos to break a human screen than it is for humans to break a chaos cage.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree with that.
So
like the weaker of the Chaos Warriors is going to get the ball, and someone's going to leave my door open again.
Rude. Oh no! Bell's moth! Look out! You know, as soon as you said that, you'll never guess what happened.
What did I just miss? How did the ball end up all the way over there?
You missed the top. Just, well, I mean, being the top.
The top just plowing over Belmoth, knocking the ball loose.
Yeah, plowing Belmoth.
Yeah. Now, what's important to note about this is that Eamon's in scoring range. There he goes. Setting up in the end zone.
This is gonna be one fucking hell of a throw.
If Dylan can pull this off, I cannot deny that I will be impressed. Unfortunately, the player putting pressure on the ball is the Minotaur.
Oh, he doesn't care. Oh my gosh!
Well, it doesn't mean anything. It's turnover. Oh, very, very unfortunate. But that's going to be the end of the first half, so we're going to head on down to the pitch. 1-0 at the half. Let's see how the coaches are feeling about this one.
Bring it.
It is 1-0.
It is indeed 1-0.
Those knockouts were really harsh on me.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
More like 4 in a row, I felt like.
I think it was it was 4 in the course of 2 turns. 3 of them were in one of them that I'm aware. But how are you two feeling after the first half?
This is still anyone's game.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we're feeling up in the booth.
I'm pretty scared, because I know I'm one bad turn away from this becoming a draw, and then, even worse, just 1 or 2 turns away from this being a 2-1.
I swear to God, if you guys end this game in a tie and I have to cover one of you next week.
It's entirely possible.
Covering
Trust
next
me.
week.
It's entirely possible.
So we haven't picked who we're covering next week. Eileen and I actually have yet to go over the scores for the broadcast, but we're going to do that once we get back to the booth. So,
All right.
Out of curiosity, how many spite rerolls have been made this half? Or the
Not
last half?
many.
Not
Not
many.
many.
Not
At
many
least
bad
one.
ones. Not many bad ones.
I think, like, one was made to try and get a knockdown that actually went through. Couple,
Yeah, I call that a spite reroll.
couple failed from Loner.
Quick snap.
I'll take that hit.
quick snap.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
And he's right by the ball.
That's
Alright.
like one of the worst actually things. Actually, now that I think about
we
it.
are going to head on up to the booth, and we'll see you guys at the end of the game.
I
All
do
right.
not like
Alright.
that.
All right, so looks like Dylan's going to get a hold of the ball immediately, most likely. As long as he passes a catch, that should be fairly easy for Adrian.
I've seen his team do worse things.
Well, yeah. They
Hey,
did.
he caught it!
Ah, good catch. That was a 4-up, though. A little difficult.
This is not what you want to be doing as human.
No.
Turn.
Screens
so
are not meant to touch. He should have pushed. He could have surfed.
Is this his play? What? I don't know how he's going to call it. So there's a thing that teams do, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, where some teams, what they'll do is, off of a quick snap, or just in general, they will try to they'll try to split the defense on one of the far wings and shoot the ball through that. This almost never works, except against teams that are super slow and can't cage up very easily.
I can imagine. Dylan, don't pass to him. Totally Tusk is gonna have a word with him if he gets the ball.
I have news about what he's about to do.
Yeah, I can tell what he's about to.
It's just
That's
a 2-up.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate.
Especially because I know what kind of role it'll be if he actually attempts said throw, and he really should not.
Is that a 3 or a 4-up?
Don't do it, Dylan.
He didn't do it.
He
He's
did.
just left him completely exposed instead.
Now he's gonna have to make room. Now he's gonna have to make a little room on the pitch, so that he can get some players over there to actually defend his thrower.
Right. In the meantime, he just gave he just gave 2 people a Ow.
Actually, given the number of knockdowns he's getting, there is a chance he'll just be able to bring a few of his players back and just contest with tackle zones and force sports to make dodges.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. But That's still just a 2-die.
That is a 2-die from both directions. So...
Remember when he said 1 or 2 bad turns?
I think this might be the bad turn.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you.
I'm having flashbacks to my finals game with Reaper.
Also, the one person with dodge right now is the one in the tackle range. Not for long.
Unfortunate. Yep, there's gonna be a nice 2-die knockdown, and that's well still a 2-die for Belmoth.
And right into the zone of somebody else with tackle.
Nope. No longer a 2-die for Belmoth. This actually.
That's fine.
Look at this. He just screened the Chaos team with humans.
I mean, that's what we were saying was the go-to. I mean, you can do it.
You can do it, and
like you should do it.
He's pretty much. He's pretty much done it. I mean, the one downside I see here is that on the left side of the pitch. Well, all right, Sports didn't play it right. I was gonna say the Chaos Warrior takes a swing into Baldric Fleisch, knocks him down, and now Craggy Antler is able to freely blitz. But that is not the play Sports made.
It's not. I mean, you still have this 2-die here. That's gonna hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm. And you want to stay on this to get the bonus.
Damn it!
Sports.
Stop telling Sports what to do. He does the exact opposite. Okay, I think what we need to do is we need to point. Is this tactical brilliance from Dylan, or just like a fluke? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's tactical brilliance. But I mean, at least not in the beginning. I don't think he intended to do this.
I don't think the turn began as tactical brilliance. This is tactical cleanup, is what it is.
Yeah.
This is tactical. Whoops, better fix that. And it's kind
fixed
of
it really well.
Yeah, Dylan might not know how to build a model plane, but he's pretty good with the super glue.
So I guess, I mean, you're gonna have to start. You have to make at least one dodge check if you want to deal with this thrower, and you're gonna have to make a dodge check if you want to deal with the catcher. Who are you gonna deal with?
I think you have to deal with the thrower in this case.
There's the blitz. The hell?
That's gonna put some pressure on the ball carrier, at least.
Indeed. Oh. And it's a stun.
Yep, there is indeed the stun. So he at least has a player on the thrower, which means the thrower's gonna have to make the dodge check if he wants to make the pass easier. But I think we can expect he's going to try and get as close to the ball carrier as possible.
I think so. I'm not sure if that's one way you can use blitz. I'm not sure it's the right way, but there's certainly an argument for it.
And it looks like he's gonna leave Totally Tusk out to dry.
Why did you stay that time? I guess so you can get the 2-die with the other Sandgor.
I think that might be what he's trying to do.
Names. These names suck.
Yeah. Where are the custom-made names? These are all pre-built names. There's too many just buy and forget names in the minor league teams. What did you
expect was gonna happen? You pushed somebody into him and then you did that. Yeah, go figure.
I think he expected this. I don't think he had any delusions about that working out in his favor.
Yeah, but I mean, you set up a 2-die block and then you said, no, I'm not going to take that. I don't think there's a whole lot of excuse for that.
No, not really. I still maintain that the very beginning of the turn, Sports had an opportunity to put a large amount of pressure or a knockdown onto the ball carrier.
Yeah.
Just didn't do it. And I'm not sure why Dylan moved Maximilian there. He could have maybe gone over and dealt with Mash Nagor.
I mean, you need to pass a 3-up and you score.
Well, pass a 3-up and then, I think a 3-up with 2 more 3-ups that both have rerolls associated with them.
Yeah, I was about to say, or it'll be a 2-up because you're gonna,
I don't believe it's a 2-up. Because,
oh, I know it's not.
Yeah, no.
Agility 3,
They
agility
both
3.
They both have agility 3, but they have pass and they have catch, which is the biggest
Is he
benefit.
What the hell?
Oh
my gosh!
He's gonna punch and run. Now, he can't throw the ball after this, and I'm not sure he realizes that.
Oh no, he doesn't.
I mean, he was gonna probably head down that way anyway, but
I mean, burning another turn off the clock is actually pretty good here. Why did you end there? You could have. Feel like you could have ran down another space. Right? Movement allowance 6.
Movement allowance 6.
1,
so
2, 3,
1, 2,
4,
3,
5,
4, 5.
6.
Well,
it doesn't
no,
change anything.
It takes one movement to actually make that block. Whether you
Right.
follow or not, it spends a movement.
Oh, okay. Weird fringe shit keeps coming up in this game.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Loner.
Loner!
So that's a both down. Let's see who
Who
gets
hurts
hurt.
the other one? Oh!
And it's Ogrimmar.
Well, we haven't seen for the other one. Nope. Okay. No.
No, I was able to see at the bottom the rolls. So
Oh, okay.
Minotaur is off the pitch, and Sports is in a very good position to deal with this threat.
Please don't mess this up.
Sports, I swear to God, if you mess this up. Stay. Good.
Oh!
That's an injury on Baldric.
Oh! That was a beautiful soaring kick. I give that like an 8 out of 10.
I think you might want to raise it unless you want him to show you up close how it works.
Eh. Oh, jeez. Not another one.
There's another armor break, and now Edwin
No!
Flash KO'd. Wait,
Sure,
really?
you can go ahead and put some pressure on the... You can move the ball. It's going to cost you 2 players.
Yeah, it's like playing Kislev. So the
Please,
the
Craggy.
Fleisch brothers are gone now.
Go, Craggy. I don't even think you do any... I think you straight up just hit them.
I think at the
But that
most
was-
you try to free up Sangor, but I don't think that's a viable option.
It's not the angle I would have taken, but sure. He's
So-
going to use the reroll here, isn't he?
I think he probably should.
Pro reroll. Oh, okay.
Oh, it got worse.
Well, he has tackle.
Yes, but he doesn't
Which
have
is not
the defender
relevant.
stumble. No, it's not relevant.
I thought... He's got like 3 throwers, and 2 of them have dodge, and 1 of them has block. I really don't understand the whole 3 throwers thing, but sure. What the hell?
This is what it's like when humans want to be elves.
Yeah, basically.
Alright, so it's at least going to be difficult for Dylan to get out of that. And the good news is there's a lot of tackle zones on the ball carrier, so it's going to be hard for... So Dylan making a pass is very unreasonable to assume that he can do. I believe that's a 4-up dodge. And
Nice.
there goes Belmoth.
I feel like I would have actually stood up Mashinagor first. Just like, yeah, he's going to get surfed. You need to make your opponent take as many actions as possible this turn.
Mashinagor will most likely not get surfed. It would take a bit more lineup to actually make it happen.
No, he's the one on the... I said if you should stand him up.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you can stand him up, and there is very little risk of him being surfed.
Right. But if Dylan gets greedy, like, just give your opponent the opportunity to screw up. Because if he surfs him, awesome! He used the blitz, the most important action in this turn.
Yeah.
Also, incoming!
We're gonna see an interesting turn here because Dylan has to figure out how to deal with 2 different Beastmen.
You know what I bet he might just do? Okay, that's not what I would have...
It was a 3-up dodge, and he's just gonna run out with it.
I was just gonna say you should just blitz one of them with the catcher, and then have the ball carrier just run in from there. Make it. I mean, I guess it doesn't actually make it any...
Yeah, evidently it's not
definitely-
making it easier. I thought there would be a change to the roll.
The block math... I don't understand the block, like the dodge math in this game.
It's one of the couple of things that I'm still having trouble getting. But there's still 2 knocked down on the sides of the Wisconsin Devil Bats, including the Minotaur, which means now only one side has a big guy. But that means there's only one side that can mess up a loner check. So if Dylan's bad luck finally comes back, that loner might start biting him.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think if it... I think the loner can bite him, or the bonehead can bite him every turn, and it's not going to change the outcome of this game. You can't score in 6 turns. Or you can't score twice. I don't think.
Probably not. You would need your turns to go the ideal route. You would need the ideal first drive to score in 3 with your own ball. and then you would need to get the ideal setup to take the ball and score.
What you need to do is you need somebody on your line of scrimmage to catch the ball. To start. Good luck with that. They're beastmen.
Yeah, gonna be a little rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty bad. And then you need somebody, and then when you inevitably score 3 turns because you're a god, you somebody on their team catches the ball, rolls a block, rolls double skulls twice, and then you steal the ball from.
Yeah, what sports really needs is for Dylan to pick up his old luck.
Pick up his old what?
His old luck.
Oh yeah.
If Dylan's old luck comes back, then yeah. And there's the kick. Nice weather. Okay, that does nothing.
That did not land on the line of scrimmage.
Not terrible ball placement though. Certainly you.
Why?
You don't open with that.
He's pulling a Reaper.
No, he's pulling an Atom. Adam
To
is
be
the one
fair,
who does. Adam has.
Adam has 1 goal in life.
Adam has 1 goal in life, and it's to throw halflings to the end zone.
No, I'm talking about he's pulling because Reaper also does that every time.
Pick up the ball before he does anything else?
Yes.
Yes, Adam and Reaper both have that same problem. Although I will say, Adam never gets punished for it.
Because there are like legitimate matchups for halflings where you don't actually want to do anything else first, and you just want to throw the halfling across the pitch.
Yeah, which in Adam's case is every case. He always goes for it. And there's going to be an armor break and a KO onto Barnabas Theodric. And that's going to set the pitch even.
Yay! Yeah, I got a question.
It is 9-9 on the pitch now.
I need to question the helmet design of the Chaos Warriors. What benefit do you get from like not having a visor? You know, something with clear vision for all your eyes, instead of just having 3 holes.
I don't know. I think that might be why he doesn't move as far.
Yeah, as I say, like with Belmoth, he's got like eye hole, like actual eye holes.
I know. I don't get it.
Are your eyes like on your cheek?
I mean, would you be surprised if they were? It's a Chaos Warrior.
Chaos Warriors are still innately human. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know how I said that Dylan needed to get some bad luck for Sports to win? Well, sorry, Sports.
He was making an attack without block. It was entirely reasonable. He was going to end up down anyway.
Yeah, it was to be expected. So now Dylan... The question is, does Dylan go for the safe play or go for the ball? If he goes for the safe play, it gets him in a position where Sports will most likely not beat him. But if he goes for the ball, he puts himself in a position where just maybe he gets a 3-0. And what's really important about this game is not only whether or not you get the win, but whether or not you can get a lot of touchdowns and a heavy differential from it. Because if the teams end up having the reverse next week, if Dylan loses if Dylan wins this game and then next week Dylan loses and Sports wins, Dylan needs to have more touchdowns, and if he doesn't have more touchdowns, he needs a better score differential, because if he cannot manage those, then Sports will take 4th from him.
For sure.
So I think at this point it may actually be a priority for Dylan to get as many touchdowns as possible this game, so that he limits that possibility. Oh.
Interesting. But I think that's actually the... Oh, God. Well, he's getting...
That's both. Both Chaos Warriors have lost a point in strength. These Chaos Warriors are now actually worthless.
They're bulky. I mean, they're not quite. They're not entirely worthless. They are the front of the side of your cage that you care more about.
But but here's the thing: if you compare a Beastman to a Chaos Warrior, the Beastman has one extra movement. The Chaos Warrior, there's no KO onto the bottom.
The bottom, predictably.
Knock out the bottom. So the Beastman has an extra movement allowance. Chaos Warrior has an extra strength and extra armor value. So without that extra strength, it is a slower Beastman with better armor.
No. No, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
think
saying
he's
I'm not saying that their use is good. I'm just saying that they have a use.
Well,
I'm not saying it's good.
well, the other reason I think it would be good to start dumping these players is because Chaos Warriors do cost more, which means they are keeping the team value higher because injuries don't lower the value of players.
Yeah.
So it's the same reason. Oh, we haven't talked about the other games this week. So.
Oh no, we haven't.
Alex played. Alex and Adam played, right?
I have no idea.
Was it Wood Elves and Halflings?
I can go check real quick.
Okay, you might as well.
Meanwhile, he fails the dodge.
I know you and I played. You and I
Yes.
played, and you got the first win on me in any
Woo!
regular season game with my followers of Sylvanas. I haven't lost a game since the finals last year.
I got the bounty.
You got the bounty. I was worth quite a bit. But you also you injured Quasimodo's lesser twin and took an armor value off of him. Because Quasimodo's lesser twin is a 4th level ghoul, he has so much value that at 6 armor, having such a glass jaw character on my team was effectively just wasting my team value, because one knockdown could very easily get him sent off the pitch for the game, or just render him useless if he keeps getting hit.
Yes.
So I think it's important to keep in mind that even if you level your players a couple of times, the base stats, in the end, can contribute a bit more to what the player's overall value to your team is.
Absolutely. He got fired.
Yeah, Quasimodo's lesser twin has been fired. He is now officially lesser than Quasimodo. And in his place has been hired Quasimodo's quasi-twin.
We don't know how that works. We're not accepting questions at this time. I've got the scores up.
He's not quite a twin, but somehow they're related.
I've got the scores up here.
Okay.
And how he's probably not related to
and totally
Quasimodo's lesser
twin.
twin. Oh jeez. Muggles versus Shin Gobblers was 1-1.
Yeah, that is huge. That is the first. So the Shin Gobblers last game we covered, they beat Michelin Stars, and now it looks like Dylan's setting up a scoring threat, moving Manfred Gurney downfield.
Oh boy!
But Tendley Tusk is going to take down Garrett. So, that is now a win and a tie for Shin Gobblers, putting them well ahead of Michelin Stars, who have lost every single game. Which means Michelin Stars, I believe, lost to the Nagaron's Chosen this week.
Damn.
And that's going to be a knockdown onto Prisoner 38. Not going to be an armor break, but this is going to free up Krynagor to get some movement down the pitch.
Yeah.
Which is very important for him at this point.
The scores were 2-1 Mean Girls against Followers of Sylvanas.
And there's the failed going for it.
Oh no. 1-4.
And the reroll is also going to fail.
Oh no.
And he is going to KO himself.
Who is this?
This is Krynagor, one of Sports' Beastmen, the one with a low armor value. Yeah, when he tripped, he rolled an 8, which is exactly as much as he needed with that lower armor the lowered armor value.
Remember, fire your players with stat damages early. If you can afford it.
If you can afford it, yes. If you can't afford it, don't bother.
So 4-1, Nagaron's Chosen beat Michelin Stars, and then the 1-1 tie of Muggles and Shin Gobblers, which came at the price of Dumbledore's life. It wasn't Snape, it was Troll Hans.
Yeah.
Troll Hans killed Dumbledore.
Troll Hans killed Dumbledore. Get your bumper stickers now.
We should totally design that.
I actually might do that. That'd be hilarious. And there's gonna be a lucky 2 red die knockdown from Manfred and Gurney the Catcher onto Mash Nagor the Beastman.
Wow.
It looks like Dylan might be giving up on his... Or, he's not giving up on his chances to score, but he is temporarily shifting priority to getting the ball out of the back.
I come back to the ball, and there are people. What happened, dude? Oh god.
Okay, yeah. So we got the injury. So now Max Stairbag has double negative stats, and we've got 2 more KOs from Beastmen.
Yeah.
And another KO onto the side of the humans. So yeah, there are 6 players from Chaos on the field, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players from humans on the field. So they're dropping like flies now.
You know, this is normally a Chaos favored matchup, and I still maintain that.
I think that what it comes down to at this point is that the skills that Dylan has leveled his team to have better general bonuses. Leveling into block is always good no matter who you play. Leveling into mighty blow is always good no matter who you play.
Oh my gosh.
Dodge gonna fail. Even leveling into something like Juggernaut is often going to be useful against anyone that you play against.
Yeah.
But Sports has been dealing with all of the agility-based teams during the opening half of his season, so a lot of his levels have gone into getting tackle, which is a skill that is not nearly as useful for him once he gets into his later games. And I think he has me for the last week. So he's been leveling to deal with teams like Alex's, like Reaper's, like Adam's, like yours, but he hasn't leveled to deal with other bashy teams. So he has the natural advantage, but not the specialized advantage. And on top of that, he's had a lot of stat debuffs. Like,
For sure.
It is insane how many stats he has lost.
Well, what's interesting is in this season, it still amounts to that if he beats every dodge-heavy team, and he loses to the ones that aren't,
He can still
he
make
goes... Yeah, he goes 4-3. Why do you... Stop it! He's already dead!
Yeah, this is what happens, Dylan. This is what happens.
Is he going to be able to score? Oh,
Why-
no, he can't. Wait, yes, he can.
Why is
No, he
Dylan
can't.
starting to foul as much as Adam?
Because they're talking shit to each other, probably. We'll ask Reaper.
Yeah, probably.
We'll ask Reaper
3,
later.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With 2 going for it, Viney Beard can score. Not this turn. It'll take him 2 turns and 2 going for it, but it will lower the differential between these 2 teams and give Sports a touchdown to give him a chance to come back and take 4th place.
Just start
Now-
bashing shit. Oh, no. No!
Oh my god.
And he
I
stunned
thought
him.
he was going to KO himself again. Oh, that would have been hilarious.
We've yet to have a player die from tripping.
I had that happen in my campaign.
Yeah, I heard about that. It was just their bonehead.
I think the top has realized he no longer needs to continue playing this game for his team to win. It's not even bonehead at this point, it's just lazy.
Yeah.
I don't need to get up, you got it.
I mean, they do got it. They could, in theory... No, they don't. Never mind. Wait, hang on here.
No, there's one turn. So the only way that Dylan scores here is if he pushes Aemond 1 extra step.
Imagine not having 9 movement allowance.
Yeah, you and your skinks.
They're
Not
not
your
skinks.
you're rats.
Those are very different things, and I'm offended.
You should be. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Well, obviously I'm not, but I can at least pretend.
Now, the real question is, who do you foul?
Yeah, because
you know-
at this point it doesn't matter. Yeah, use the Mighty Blow. That's good. That is good.
Oh, boy. Please,
Kill Craggy.
let Craggy live. Okay,
Oh.
I was gonna be able to please let Craggy live.
Okay, now step on Craggy.
Oh, God.
Step on him. Send Garrett. Now, at this point, you pick which of, like, do you care more about Maximilian Wolf or about Garrett? Because you just have that person do the fouls so that they get sent off the pitch. It's... But he can't score. You know what? Go for it.
Do it.
Go
Live the
for it.
dream.
Is that gonna...
No way.
Oh my god!
Yes! He's so good. He's so good in this game.
Belmoth has the ball, I guess. He's not gonna score with it, but he's got it. So, what the heck does Sports do at this point?
He does a blitz. Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
He's just gonna go blitz this guy.
Belmoth's one moment to shine, and he gets punched in the face. All right.
That was a one night too.
Oh, Sports has messaged in the chat that Riney is fired.
Riney.
Riney, yeah.
Why is Riney? Why not fire the kid?
Because Riney, I think, is the one who tripped and KO'd himself.
Okay.
All right, let's head down to the pitch and see how the coaches are feeling.
Let's go to the pitch.
The one that got injured.
Sports, you are such a good sport.
Such a good sports.
You know what?
Yes,
I
we said sports.
That entire game was horrible luck. I just love that my Chaos Warrior picked him off. That's the best feeling in the world.
That was amazing. That was great.
I don't know.
You dodged him. Then it slapped that guy and kill him with the mighty blow, and then he fucking gets punched. And I was like, well, that's lady luck for you.
I fully expected Max to die.
Yeah, like what do you do when you see the guy who enters the big like beef slab intercept the ball, make a dodge check, and then come barreling towards you? What do? You apparently punch him in the face.
You punch him in his shiny metal face.
I think Max saw him coming, just looked left, looked right, and the ref was like, "You're gonna die," and he just looked forward and went, "Ah!"
Sports, you should you should really just fire both of your Chaos Warriors.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else, and I
That's the thing though. If you fire your Chaos Warriors, the game will give you extra players for your next match while you earn the money to be able to get your own.
Right,
Yeah.
because your team value will be lower.
I will be more dodgy then.
Well,
At least,
Maybe a little,
can
but
say-
I feel really bad that Max Stairbag, the Chaos Warrior with 2 stat debuffs, is the MVP and he leveled. I feel really bad.
I feel like shit. I thought, he's already got an injury.
No, he only has one. No, he only has one injury.
no, he has 2.
He is too.
No, he has 2 now.
No,
He has 2. He was injured from last game. My
It
Chaos
just
Warriors.
has. Yeah,
Alright,
it just
my
hasn't been
Chaos
confirmed
Warriors-
yet. So.
I will tell you, my Chaos Warriors. No, he had an injury on movement before this game. He just got the strength now.
Right.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
The fucking. I feel like my Chaos Warriors just self-destruct in every game, besides Eily's.
They really do.
Yeah. The last time we saw your team, you were bashing Eiley up and down the field, and now you just the stat rolls that you've been getting when you get injured have just not been kind to you.
Yeah, the 4 to 3 KOs in a row
There
was kind of
points
insane.
where Dylan actually did stupid plays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dylan,
Like,
you're not
like
allowed to
running
say
the
that
ball
you're
down
not
the left side of the
in
pitch with
football
no
anymore.
help.
turn 13 was rather hasty for me. As soon as I
It's
got
not
the,
even Dylan having the good luck. We both have shit luck through the season.
I just don't
Yeah.
understand.
Say that. It's
Lady
just
Love.
Luck favored him.
Lady
Wait.
Luck. Yeah, Lady Luck is either making sweet love to me or trying to murder me.
All I can say is my team has the best intercepting team ever.
Yes.
I mean,
They
yes.
really do.
Yeah, you do. I think
was-
that's your 3rd interception this season. I
It's
think.
I feel like that's my 4th.
Hold on.
That
I will
is-
check the.
Intercepted a
That is
lot.
actually insane.
Can you validate the match?
Yeah, go ahead and validate the match so we can confirm the round.
I mean, this is what leveling into a specific skill like tackle versus leveling into generically good skills.
Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
that is what we determined. A lot of this came down
That-
to Sports
that-
leveling into agility teams because he
That-
faced them
yes.
the first half of the season, and
That-
now he's fighting bashy teams. Like
That is
next
the
week when he
third-
fights
no,
me.
no. That is the 3rd interception this
And
season.
Be-
for this
being
chaos
honest
team.
with you, Ben, I'm not looking forward to our match because all I have is Beastman.
I can't say I blame you.
I don't think I have a good chance in making the playoffs.
All right, so, what you have to hope for is that Reaper stomps the floor with
Just
Dylan.
mops the floor
Just
with Dylan.
completely mops the floor with Dylan, and that you manage to get a win on me. So
Odds are you probably will.
odds are the top 4 will end up being as everyone watching sees them now. We've got so we've got in last place the Halfling team 0-6, then Shin Gobblers at 1-1-4, Muggles at 1-1-4, Devil Bats at 3-0-3, Light Knights at 4-0-2, Mean Girls at 4-0-2, Nagaron's Chosen at 5-0-1, and Followers of Sylvanas at 5-0-1.
I think you guys will be happy to know that when I rolled to level up the bottom, he rolled an 8, so he can only
Time
use
out.
general skills, so he's continuing to be the bottom.
This is basically a repeat of last season's playoffs.
Get blocked.
Actually, so far, yes. If the standings stay where they were, this will be almost the same order. The only difference in order between this season and last season right now
my seeding with
is your
Eiley.
seeding with Eiley, and the only thing that changes is that right now you get a home game.
Is
You know, I
that
hope you
Right now
know,
you get a home game. That's the only difference.
I am so mad. I just wanted to make playoffs.
I know, man. I'm so sorry. That
You still
was
have a
not
shot.
fair.
again? You have a
did
shot.
incredibly good for your first season, even if you don't make the playoffs. So next week, the games we have coming up, we have Michelin Stars and Muggles.
I just don't like what's gonna happen in the majors next season.
Who
Because
can throw
I'm
the
not
ball?
making it back up there with the Nurgle.
Muggles?
With the vampires.
No, with the Nurgle the way they are.
You mean the chaos?
No.
Oh, you mean the Nurgle? You mean the Nurgle are gonna make it into the majors and they're gonna beat the
Yes.
crap out of you? The Nurgles are gonna go to the
Yeah.
majors and beat the crap out of everybody.
Ugh.
The Nurgles are seriously going to be one of the best teams.
I think the Nurgles are gonna be.
No,
None of us are prepared for the tide of Nurgle.
Ball movement is going to be non-existent because everybody's going to ball and forget about disturbing presence.
Yeah, disturbing presence is gonna ruin all of our ball handling teams. So
I don't even have good
Rip
ball
Michelin
handling.
stars.
I don't even have good
Well,
ball
Michelin Stars is going to the minors.
No,
It's Gurney.
no.
Gurney is coming up because Gurney actually has a win in the minors.
handling. Gurney beat
No.
my vampires.
Yeah,
Fuck-
Gurney beat the
fuck-
Vamps.
no, fucking rip me.
And by the way,
Yeah, no, you're not
Would
gonna be
I
able to
like-
do anything against Nurgles.
would I like to add that both of my games in the minors and the majors were the worst luck I could have possibly had.
Oh, I just had that week. I lost to Eiley twice in the same day.
It was pretty great. I got in his backline with Skaven and just...
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great too. That's why I was laughing. Ha 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 ha.
Okay,
I'm a-
Ben, we're both going in with really bad luck next week.
I'm gonna
Thanks,
say
Alright.
right
man,
now.
man.
Yeah, I lost Quasimodo's lesser twin.
Oh,
Yeah, he got injured, so I had
Which
to
I'm
sell
gonna
him.
have to
I had to
say
fire him.
is I'm gonna have to really do a number to Quasimodo.
Uh,
And
guys, I was gonna say, do we want to do the playoff deciders now?
So next week, the final broadcast of the season, like the regular season,
Yeah.
I believe. Part of me wants to cover Nagarons versus Cleansing Light Knights because both of them are in playoff contention.
That's gonna be actually, I think, a really good game, to be honest.
It's
That's
between
why-
that and Followers versus Devil Bats, but Followers versus Devil Bats probably won't be what determines whether or not people get in the playoffs. What determines whether or not sports makes it to the playoffs is whether
Is
Reaper
mostly
beats
Reaper?
Dylan more so than
Reaper,
anything.
we have a deal. Please make sure you kick the shit in.
I am thoroughly planning to kick the fuck out of Dylan.
And I'm
Alright.
trying to make the upset of a lifetime.
You heard it here, folks. Next week, Nagaron's Chosen versus Cleansing Light Knights to potentially undo the work that Dylan has done this week and give
Oh,
sports
boy.
a spot in the playoffs. It'll come down to the results of that game and my game with sports. So, sports is gonna have to bring it with that, with all those stat losses, and Dylan's gonna have to try to stand up to the elves.
well,
Yeah.
time to
So-
stand up to my coach.
So I just
Yeah.
look. So I'm trying to find it right now.
Do I sell both of my warriors or do I sell one?
You definitely sell the one with 4 movement and 3 strength. The other
Yeah, no,
one,
I
if
sell
you
that.
can't afford to replace it, I'd say keep him for now.
So I'm looking at the stats for best interceptor.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are beastmen. Can you guess who number 1 is?
How do I fire him? Do I put on market?
Oh my god!
No, you go to the roster
are you
list
kidding
and
me?
press the X on him.
The best interceptor in the league is Largo Peason from the Michelin Stars.
He's intercepted once.
Yeah, it's 1 interception for him, and then
four.
1 for Rhiney Beard, 1 for Craig Antler, and now that
Reaper,
that
Yeah?
Chaos Warrior's gonna make the list.
can we practice the shit until I get to fight Ben?
I don't know. Do we want to do the broadcast now?
We're gonna want to play out the other 3 games first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's gonna be the end of the broadcast this week. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week in the final one of the final games that will determine whether or not sports still has a chance in the playoffs and whether or not someone's gonna go in crippled.